This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time.
This war stops now.
End the war. Bring freedom to our people.
No. No more tricks. No more lies. Only truth.
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight!
Welcome to the Stop and Listen podcast. I'm your host, Jamie. Happy Sunday. I hope you all had a great day. I went to the gym today. That was good. 2 days in a row. I'm trying to get back on it. I've been lazy for months. I got to push through it, and I'll feel better. It's getting warmer here. It's crazy how warm it's been in Missouri. We had like one really cold stretch, and then we had a bizarre snow, and then it's been like in the 60s. Today we're going to see what's going on in the culture. We are, in the midst of a culture war, as they say. So I saved this tweet. All I seen that Elon Musk said 100%. I didn't see that it was in relation to anything. And I was just going to crack a smart comment about it. But upon further inspection, Kamala Harris tweeted that Joe Biden and her canceled nearly $138 billion in student loan debt for almost 3.9 million Americans. So the Supreme Court already ruled he can't do that. Could you imagine if Trump was doing something in defiance of the Supreme Court, the reaction that you would hear on TV from every direction? They'd be coming at him. He wouldn't survive. And this happens, and no one's even talking about it. But then, then Dr. Jordan Peterson commented, "You didn't cancel any debt. You transferred funding from mostly useless university degrees from the degree holders who accrued it to the general public who didn't, so you could virtue signal about your benevolent theft." And that is what Elon Musk was saying 100% to. So, yeah, that was good. That was good. So there was a tampon dispenser placed in a boy's bathroom somewhere. I heard about it when the story broke.
So initially, I went to the bathroom because I already knew.
Here's the guy who
the
did
tampon
it,
dispensary
or at least
was
one
in
of them.
there.
How did you know that it was going to be there? Did the school announce it?
I saw it on a lot of people's stories on like Snapchat and stuff, but the school didn't notify us at all.
And what was your reaction when you saw it?
My I guess objective going in there was just to see what was going on, and then it turned it into me taking it down because I was so this is gross and weird, and they didn't tell us anything about this. I just want to put the point across that it wasn't out of hate for trans people at all. I don't have a single ounce of hate for anyone. I did it because I
See, he shouldn't have to say that. I mean, I'm going to cut him off there, but it's fun. I mean, see, but that kind of defiance, and he's being celebrated. We're on the brink of something, folks. They can't keep putting their boots on our necks and stealing from us. The system's gonna break. So Taylor Lorenz is a far left reporter, journalist, propagandist. She's a propagandist. Lives with TikTok. So the Twitter account that would go find crazy leftists on TikTok, make a compilation and then tweet about it, and it became famous. And the person who was behind it was a private citizen. They weren't known, and she made them know and gave them, put the address out, I think, even, of this woman. And Chaya Raichik, I think her name is. I'm not looking at it right now. It's off the top of my head. Is the woman behind Libs of TikTok. Apparently she went to confront her. Not about the doxing. I mean, that would have been interesting enough. I mean, I would certainly that'd be called for. But let's see what they had to say.
Name a single harm.
The way that it's pushed onto kids, first of all.
What's pushed onto kids?
Gender ideology, transgenderism.
But if they're leading happy lives, and they just are leading a
Well,
different...
there are studies that show that they're more suicidal after transition.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, there's a study out of Sweden.
That is not true. That is not true.
Yeah, you can look up the study.
Well, taking into account all of the happy people that have transitioned, who are not harming anyone, you can't come up with a single material harm.
So if someone says, I'll be happier if I'm blind, should a doctor pull their eyes out?
I think that's quite different than gender ideology, but people do, I guess...
Someone says I'm happier if I chop my dick off, and we should just let them do that?
I think, there's a lot of gender-affirming care that women do, right? I mean, women ascribe to certain gender things. You see women getting boob jobs to affirm their gender. I mean, we're in Los Angeles. We see this kind of gender-affirming...
So again, you're comparing boob jobs and nose jobs to
they're gender-affirming.
Buying into the lie that they...
I mean, this person's a journalist, and she's wearing a mask. How can you believe anything she has to say? She's either so programmed she can't snap out of it. They haven't said the code word yet. Or she's an idiot. It's one of those two. Oh, wow. Like, I've heard about her a bunch, and like you said, she outed her and heard other stuff here and there, but oh wow, I didn't realize. I hope she has in-home health care looking out for her. I hope she sits down in the shower.
Could change their sex.
Breast enhancements are gender affirming for women. There's a lot of women that feel small chested. They feel like it would be gender affirming for them to have plastic surgery, and they're allowed to do it. And I noticed that you don't critique that. I guess I'm curious, Chaya, there are a lot of people that have ideas about women, right? And about what makes a woman, right? What makes a appropriate woman? How should a woman? You're saying you're against people sort of like living lies or living outside this ideology that you've constructed. Some might say, look, we're both women over the age of 25 working.
All of human history just got hung on that lady's neck. That's great.
I certainly don't have kids, they might consider that not okay for a woman. Do you think it's do you think it's okay for them to dictate how, you live your life?
What do you think the code word is? It's like peppermint? There's something wrong with that chick. I'm serious. You might need help.
As a woman, do you think it's up or sort of where does that line get drawn?
So again, you're comparing boob jobs to a teenage girl chopping off her breasts.
Well, first of all, teenage girls get boob jobs, but breast enhancements are gender affirming for many women. I'm asking you, why is it that people have to live under your sort of view of gender? And
it's not my view, it's science. It's facts. It's biology.
But biology, if we're talking biology, there's a spectrum of gender. There's people that are intersex.
That is a rare medical condition that has nothing to do with someone deciding that they could be the opposite gender.
I guess I'm still kind of struggling to understand how you think, if your view, say tomorrow Trump is elected, he says, all right, we're going to all live by Chaya's, decisions, right? What about all these happy trans people that are living their lives, that are not harming anyone? What harm are they doing by living their life as a woman who've medically transitioned? They're adults. I understand you have problems with kids, but with adult trans people, what's the harm that they're doing to society?
To society, they're spreading a lie that is affecting children also.
So you just believe gender is a lie. And what if somebody said to
you, you can't change your gender.
And what if somebody said to you, you're not a real woman. You're not a real woman because maybe you don't meet these certain specific definitions of femininity.
That's fine. I don't care. They can call me whatever you want.
But what if you would be forced to live by that system? Do you think it's fair that you would, be forced?
Is that based in science?
Well, I don't think any of it's really based in science.
Well, it is.
Gender is a social construct.
Well, gender is actually made up.
Exactly. Yes, we agree on this. We agree.
By a child predator, by a pedophile.
We don't agree.
Yeah.
We don't agree on that.
So he made up gender, and now they conflate the two, and they use it to basically trans kids. So there are actually two sexes. And there are 0 genders, and there are many personalities. That's what I believe.
Okay.
All right. Let's stick with reality. Okay. So it's fine. Okay, so Slate.com. Lefties. Help! My in-laws have chosen their coffee addiction over me. I can't believe their behavior over a stupid cup of joe. Dear Prudence, I have a significant sensitivity to caffeine, and it gives me blistering headaches. So I'm a big tea drinker now. Tea has caffeine. It just has less caffeine. We're not off to a hot start. But I'm going to help this lady out. I guess I just assumed it was a lady. I just moved into my own place and was happy to host my boyfriend's parents on their cross-country trip. I have a guest room. I got some instant coffee, danishes, and fruit since they were only staying the night. What I got in return were some of the grouchiest grumps I have met. His mom actually woke me up at 6 a.m. because she couldn't find the coffee maker, and actually heard the dad curse, "Who the F doesn't have a coffee maker?" I pointed out the instant coffee, and they could drive to the convenience store less than 2 miles away if they wanted. Apparently, this was a personal affront to them, both. They brought it up more times than I could count later when we visited, and bought me a coffee maker for my birthday. I fought with my boyfriend over this. He thinks nothing of it. I find it beyond rude. I opened my home to them, made dinner, let them charge their RV and wash clothes. They could deal with some instant coffee. What should I do here? It is making me rethink my relationship. When things turn around, okay? Honestly, I'd say things turn around. If you examine that further, though, she doesn't drink coffee, so she doesn't have a coffee maker. Why does she get into the caffeine sensitivity? It has 0 to... That's the mindset there, right? That's the sickness. This is how I'm a victim in this situation. I have a caffeine sensitivity, so I don't have a coffee maker. It's just you don't have a coffee maker. You don't drink coffee. You don't like it. And if they had an RV and they didn't have a coffee maker in the RV, there's just no way. That doesn't really make sense. And, if they are sitting there continuously bringing it, if that's legit, then yeah, by all means. I would. depends how much they're going to be in your life also. I mean, I would say in this circumstance, it's clearly bothering you. You're reaching out to Slate for advice. What you should do is sit down with your boyfriend, kind of write things out, write out your thoughts so you can cover them point by point. And just why you're upset. I mean, you don't sound, like overly upset. I mean, you seem rational. But based on what you're saying, I mean, it is kind of, you're not in the wrong here. So if they keep doing that and he doesn't care, then that is something to maybe examine. That's funny. I was just going to make fun of something that actually turned out to be something serious. Oh, yeah. And I didn't think I was going to take that long. They found a nursing student murdered in Georgia. A few hours later, suspected it was somebody that wasn't supposed to be in this country. And, yep. Keeps happening, folks. Keeps happening. This shouldn't be about Republican or Democrat. People are dying. People are suffering. We can't help everybody. We can do a lot. And if our government got our back, we could then each personally be able to send more money to our causes of our choice, Wouldn't that be nice? All right. I'm going to keep it short, relatively. Have a good week, y'all. Everybody, I hope you went to church today or this weekend. I went Saturday. I watched a YouTube video that was made a pretty good solid point. There's a lot of people who have bad experiences in church. I can rant for an hour about my bad experiences at churches. I get it. There's a lot of people not doing things correctly, but it's like people have one bad experience and then they just turn away from it altogether. Have you ever had a bad experience at a mechanic? Yeah. And do you just refuse to take your car to any mechanics anymore? It's the same thing. I mean, it is very hard to find a church to you vibe with. I'll tell you, but keep on trying. And if you find that right church and you invest your time in it, it's not something you're going to regret. It's something that could change your life in so many different ways. Just a lighter heart always helps. So, everybody, good luck this week. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.
Who the hell do they think they are telling me what to do? It's my show. I do the hiring and firing around here. Anybody don't like it, they can pick up their pay and get out.
This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time.
This war stops now.
End the war. Bring freedom to our people.
No. No more tricks. No more lies. Only truth.
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight!